Hey Coach, Scott Schertz in Stream Punk Sports. Obviously yesterday was an extremely active day for the club. You probably made more transactions, frankly, than the Yankees probably did. But talk a little bit about the additions on that, your feelings on that, and when do you think some of them will be ready?
Yeah, I think we're really pleased to add Julian. I think he is going to be a really exciting player for us. We knew that when Gabriel Pereira went out, there was a spot that we wanted to fill, and I've said all along through my tenure here that recruitment is an ongoing process, and we don't react to those deals. Although I've said before, we're disappointed in losing players. I have huge trust in the likes of David Lee, Brad Sims, and the scouts that we have here, that the next player, the next exciting player for us is ready. And Julian was one that I was really excited to bring in. The deal was done. It's going through the process now, and we add him to the squad just like we do with Burke and we do with Munsef, and we'll continue. There's still time, so we're going to continue to push and add players for our team.
We'll take our next question in the room. Walter, if you have a question, please proceed.
Hello, Coach Cushing. Walter from Derby Sport TV. I have a question. What are you expecting for about tomorrow game? And do you know if you guys go to the next round? Is the idea, right? Is we're in Philadelphia or DC United?
I think the game is going to be a typical New York derby. I think it's going to be, it's going to be feisty. It's going to be really competitive. I think what we see is the start of the game is always really hectic, and we know that Red Bull want to keep the game hectic. We know that they want to keep the game messy, and they want to play off transition and force mistakes and attack from there. And I think I was pleased with the last game how we controlled the game with possession, how we controlled the chaos, but we didn't create enough. Lately we've created a lot, and I was critical in not being clinical. We were clinical in the Toronto game, and we know the level of performance that we have to win the game. The guys are super motivated. One, because it's a derby, but two, because we want back-to-back wins. We haven't had that for a while, and there's a real feel in the group, a real drive and desire to continue getting positive results off the back of positive performances. So we're not looking further ahead. Of course, we want to go through. DC will be difficult if we have if we're lucky enough to go through. Philly, we've only just played, so we know what to expect, but we concentrate on this one, and then come Friday we'll focus on what is next for our group.
We'll take our next question from Roberto. Roberto, please proceed.
Nick, when you played Red Bulls earlier this year, you wound up losing 1-0, but it was a game that was unfair and as far as the result seems by the way that your team played. But they've changed as well, aside from you. What have you seen in them that changes, and how do you have to adjust for that?
Yeah, well, I think ultimately that they've improved. I think I've been in the seat that Troy's been in, and that was his second game off the back of an Open Cup game, so he hadn't had so much time as head coach to implement his style, his personality and his character on the team. And that was exactly where I was when we played them last year in Open Cup. So I know the feeling, but he got the result. I didn't get the result, and I think we have to be realistic. We played well in that game from a possession and identity point of view, but we only had one shot on target in the game, so we didn't create enough to win the game. We felt like we didn't deserve to lose it, but we didn't create enough to win it, and that's been the huge positive for us, is that over the last 4, 5, 6 games we've created a lot of chances. We didn't take them in the Charlotte game, in the Philly game, in the Columbus game, but we did in the Toronto game, and we're pleased with that. But it shows the level that we have in the team, how clinical we can be. But we're going to have to create the chances tomorrow, and we're going to have to take them if we want to make sure we win the game.
Thank you.
Coach, at this time, we're going to shift over to some questions via Zoom. As a reminder, for those on Zoom, when called upon, please unmute your line and state your name and affiliation. Michael, we will begin with you. Please proceed with your question.
Coach Mike Andrew from Blue City Radio. Thanks for taking the time. Knockout round games are obviously different than group stage games. It's a lot more on the line. Talk to us about how that's going to affect your decision on who's in net tomorrow.
Well, I think ultimately selecting the team will be based on trying to win the football game, whether it's knockout or not. I mean, if this was a league game for us, it would have the same feel because we have to win. So we know points in the league are critical to us, and we know the win tomorrow is critical to going forwards because it's an in and out game. So I will select the team that I feel is ready to go and win the game, whether that be in the goal or on the field. And the one thing, it's a difficult job now because the players are playing well, they're motivated, they want to play. We're off the back of a win, and for me, competition for places breeds consistency in our team. And what I see this week is a team that's trained. They're really hungry to play and really hungry to continue winning. So it's going to be a difficult decision to select the 11, but that's the job of a head coach when you have a group that is training well.
Coach, we'll take our next question from John Lupo. John, please proceed.
Got it, thanks. John Lupo from Babel, North American Soccer Reporters. Nick, obviously no secrets when you're playing the Red Bulls. We all know how they like to play. We know you guys like to have the ball, have possession, quick, short passing, and they play that high line and that press. But in the match against St. Louis at the end, when they scored the winner, they were able to really open up their defense. They got some good runs in. Van Zier obviously scored both goals. He's playing well. So what do you think will be some of the keys to be able to contain their attack?
Yeah, I think ultimately they're going to play off our mistakes. They're going to play off our, firstly, our giveaways. If we make mistakes and give the ball away, that they'll, we know that they're going to try and hit us hard and early, and we have to be focused in that area of our game. We also know that they're happy to play direct and they're happy to play off second balls and crosses, and I have a respect for that style. It's different to ours, but the game can be played in many different ways, and every game has challenge in our league, whether it be in Leagues Cup or in MLS. There are many challenges to different styles, and our ability to win tomorrow will be based upon our ability to contain the style of Red Bull, and it's as simple as that. We do that, we give ourselves a chance to win.
Coach, we're going to move back to the room and have another question from Scott. Please proceed.
Hey, Coach, one more if you don't mind. Right now you've got fans out there that are currently watching the training pitch to see you guys came out from Queens, Newburgh, and other places all over New Jersey and New York. What do you want to say to those guys right now?
Yeah, to all of our fans, and especially these guys that have travelled to watch training, is they're special to us and they're really important. And I think we felt the fans behind us as our performances have improved, and we really appreciate the support because in sport you have ups and downs, and when there's downs you rely on the support of the people within your team, the people within the stadium. And I think it's a good marker of our football club when maybe things aren't going so well, that our fans are fully behind us, and we appreciate those fans that are behind us. I understand some maybe aren't, but I'm going to go out now and see these guys, and I like having dialogue with the fans because I think it's really important that that we show them that we care, but also that we really appreciate the sport and they're behind us.
We'll take our next question from Roberto. Please proceed.
Thank you. Coach, we talked about this yesterday on the podcast, but different audience over here. Just give us your general impression so far of Leagues Cup, what you thought it was coming in and what it has become, and if anything's changed in your mind.
I think you notice the differences in the logistics of the tournament, whether it be the way the teams come out, the press conferences, the training times, but that's the nature of the game. We experience this in Champions League when we go into that competition. I really enjoyed it. It's an exciting competition. I said after the Atlas game I was disappointed. The enthusiasm for the competition and the goal and those type of things is. But I think we understand there's ups and downs, and in the moments you understand that I think not everything's going to go for you. The mix. I love playing the teams from different leagues. The Mexican teams is exciting because it's different opposition, and now we're in the knockout. This is why we're involved in sport, because the margins are so small. You win, you're through. You lose, you're out. So it's been an exciting competition for us, and we hope it continues.
We'll take our last question from Walter. Please proceed.
Coach, we got a new players, Julian Fernandez from Argentina, I have a question. What do you think about Andres Perea from my country, Colombia? He started playing in Atlético Nacional, and then he moved to Orlando. He was playing for Philadelphia. Now he's in your team. What do you think about Andres Perea? What he can do, because he's a midfielder? What do you think about him?
Well, first and foremost, I'm really disappointed that we can't add him in the Leagues Cup roster because he's been involved in Philadelphia's, and I think that's a good marker of my feeling towards Andres, because he came in knowing that he can't play in this initial period, but he's really impressed me with his technical ability, his ability to play with the ball, his real desire to get on the ball and want to link the game through midfield and want to play with the ball and have the ball and play together with teammates. He really impressed me, and I think the character of the man is excellent. Real enthusiasm, real motivation, real desire to go and kickstart his career and get in the team. And he's not played so much this season, and this is an opportunity for him, an opportunity to get in the team and fight for his place and fight to hold his place down. And he'll have that opportunity here because of where we are in the league and how we want to improve our team and progress, and the opportunity is there for all the guys. And I'm excited for him. I think he will bring a different dimension to our midfield.